Okay, I'm here with Shaz from MyEnergi, and our listeners are going to remember you, Shaz, because we had you on with Pierce, and we were talking mainly at that time about MyEnergi's Zappi, one of the more popular EV chargers in Australia. But you're here at Everything Electric at the moment, and we're standing next to the Libbi. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So you may remember from the podcast, if any of you made it all the way through without nodding off, sorry about that. No, it was a great show, and thanks for having us on. MyEnergi first and foremost was founded as a home energy management company or an ecosystem company, as I like to think of it. So that's really thinking about behind the meter orchestration of devices. Homes have got lots more complicated, right? So where it used to be that all your power just came from the grid, now people are generating their own with solar, storing their own with the battery, and then the loads in the home are getting bigger and bigger and more of them as we add in things like EV chargers, and our hot water electrifies, and so does our heating, etc. So I guess when we talk about ecosystem and home energy management, we see ourselves as a company set around to orchestrate that and make sure that all those items under one umbrella are working together in perfect orchestration, or as near to perfect as we can make it happen, to optimize self-consumption, so using your own solar generated solar energy, and reducing your reliance on the grid, and making it ultimately as green and as cheap as possible for the homeowner. And I guess that's a very long-winded way of basically saying this is Libbi, our home battery. So that completes that ecosystem for us here in at MyEnergi. So that's the final missing piece of the puzzle that allows our customers to have that whole ecosystem and that holistic view and let everything work together in one place.
So that goes to help customers solve the problem of needing one app for your battery, one app for your EV charger, one app for your hot water system, and all the other bits and bobs. So I assume a customer of MyEnergi can see everything and control everything through a single interface and app.
Absolutely. So yes, all the MyEnergi products, a single app, and you can very easily, just at the touch of a button, change prioritization. So you can decide, hey, I've got excess solar today, where do I want it to go first? Am I putting it to the hot water tank if you've got the Eddy, filling it with storage if you've got the Libbi, or putting it straight in the car if you've got the Zappi? And I think one thing for consumers to watch out for, do the research. If you even do see ecosystem associated with some brands, even in those scenarios, I've heard of systems that you require 2 or 3 different apps, and then they don't necessarily talk together, all from one brand as well. So ensuring that's in one centralized place is really important.
And another thing that we always look at when we're reviewing batteries at Solar Choice is what sort of local presence and support system do customers have. And we're seeing a lot of Chinese batteries and different types of batteries enter the market. And at that very early phase, they often only have a few roaming support staff, or maybe it's all done through an importer. So you've obviously built up a significant team here. Part of that's to support the Zappi, which is already in production. But can you give us a bit of an idea of how you've grown over the last couple of years?
Yeah, absolutely. So MyEnergi's been trading in Australia for, I think, over 4 years now. I moved out here 2 years ago as well, and I was previously with MyEnergi in the UK and Europe before that. We've got a Melbourne-based support team. We don't, all our call centre is onshore, and we don't just support our wholesalers and installers, but we also support end consumers as well. So we really are a catch-all for all sorts of questions and queries and technical support where needed. And you're absolutely right. People can look at a data sheet and look at the specifications of a battery, and that's the hardware element, I guess. And it's almost this Venn diagram when picking a product like this, or I use the analogy like a Topps trump card. So you want to make sure the hardware and the feature set is like ticked, but also software, as we get into this HEMS piece and this home orchestration, is very important. And we've obviously got the tick there because that's where we come from, that's our pedigree. And then there's a few other things to consider. Support is a massive one. What does that look like in a country? How long's that company been around? What does their support look like? We've won multiple awards over the last couple of years for our installer customer support and consumer customer support. The MyEnergi experience should be lift the phone, call the number, and you get through to one of our advisors based in Melbourne, and they can talk you through any issues. And again, it goes back to a lot of companies make a lot of big claims. I'd say to people, if they've got a short list of the top 3 to 5 batteries and support's important to them, try cold calling them and see how quickly the call centers answer. And it's interesting to see how the claims match the reality. But I'm very confident in our team's ability to deliver that.
I like that. That's a good test. Chaz, thanks for your time as always. I hope the show's been good. And anyone that wants to find out more about MyEnergi, we can send them across to your website and they can find out about the Libbi, the Zappy, the Eddie, the Harvey, and I assume more to come.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.